Opening. The power of small things. Everyone has wished to wake up one day and find that everything has changed. A new version of yourself, a new life. Online, people talk about breakthroughs and transformations. They sound exciting, but most of them stop at inspiration. Inspiration comes fast and leaves just as fast. In reality, what makes the difference is rarely loud. It happens quietly, through things so small no one notices. A few minutes of reading, a few deep breaths, a few times choosing calm over impulse. At first you notice nothing. But day by day, these small things silently reprogram how you think, how you choose, and how you live. Like tiny puzzle pieces forming a big picture. A picture of clarity, discipline, and self-control. There's no firework to mark the change. Just one morning you realize your mind feels lighter, your energy clearer, and your life finally seems to move in the right direction. One small habit today, one simple decision tomorrow, and before you know it, your life has shifted in ways you once thought impossible. 1. Make your bed, the first victory. It seems simple. Make your bed. When you wake up and see everything neat, that's your first victory of the day. I used to think this habit was only for perfectionists, but after a week, then a month, I realized the first action of the day sets the tone for every action after. The gym, dirty dishes, emails. Everything becomes easier to handle. It's not about loud pride, but a quiet confidence that says, today I showed up and accomplished something. 2. Morning quiet. Reconnecting with yourself. Mornings used to be chaos. The first light wasn't from the sun, but from my phone. A quick scroll, a few notifications, a few emails, and my mind was already scattered before the day began. Then, things slowed down. Instead of rushing into noise, people began choosing stillness. A Bible opened, a short prayer, or simply steady breathing in silence. No need to chase big thoughts, just be there, fully. Those few minutes of calm reset your rhythm for the whole day. Everything feels lighter, clearer. Instead of being pulled by the world, your mind starts being led from within. Not everyone can meditate for hours or write deep reflections. Even a short, quiet moment each morning is enough. A breath, a verse, a ray of light. In that simplicity lies something miraculous. Your soul renews, your path clears, and your day begins with intention, not reaction. 3. Wake before the world. Before alarms fill the city, before people rush into traffic and messages, there is a sacred silence. A pure pocket of time that belongs to no one. When nothing is demanded, no one calls your name, and your mind is still your own. You don't have to wake at 5 a.m. to prove anything. Just a little earlier than the rest of the world. The air feels cleaner, the sounds softer, and your thoughts deeper. You feel ahead of the flow instead of swept away by it. This is when you can plan, read a few pages, or simply watch light filter through the curtains. Waking early isn't about doing more, but about being more present. When the world still sleeps, your mind can finally listen, without noise, without screens, without rush. And in that stillness, many rediscover the most precious thing they've lost, time for themselves. 4. Walk without your phone. Listen to yourself. Walk without your phone, without music, without a podcast. At first it feels strange. Your brain glitches, your hand reaches for the device. But after 15 or 20 minutes, something shifts. Ideas appear, thoughts organize, your spirit clears. In that quiet, things that seemed complicated become simple. New ideas spark, emotions make sense, and sometimes you just feel peaceful from being disconnected. Walking without your phone isn't about escaping technology. It's about returning to yourself. It gives your mind permission to rest, to think freely, without being led by others. And sometimes 15 minutes of silence is enough to refresh an entire tired soul. 5. Deep work hour. The power of focus. One focused hour, free of distraction, can outperform a whole scattered day. In that space, everything slows down. Thought becomes sharper, ideas connect, every action feels deliberate. You no longer feel busy for the sake of being busy. Deep work isn't about doing more. It's about going deep enough to touch the core. The true reward isn't just the result, but how time itself gets redefined. Each session becomes a ritual where willpower strengthens, discipline grows, and focus becomes survival skill. Work transforms from a task to complete into a dialogue between you and your goal. 1 hour like that, repeated daily, can change the entire course of your life. 6. Lifting weights. Strength of body and mind. Amid the clang of metal, the smell of iron, and heavy breaths, there's something unspoken, the silence of willpower. Weightlifting isn't about lifting an object, it's about facing your limits. Every set asks, can I go one more step? At first, you do it to look better or feel stronger, but after a few weeks, it becomes something deeper, a mental training in discipline, patience, and endurance. The weight you lift mirrors life itself. No one can lift it for you. There's a special moment when your hands shake, sweat hits the floor, and you still lift again. That's when you've become stronger than yesterday. 7. Drink water. Energy for the body. Water isn't just survival, it's the current of life, powering every cell, clearing the mind, balancing emotions. A large glass in the morning feels like rebooting your system. Your organs wake up, your nerves align, energy flows through each breath. Keeping a water bottle nearby isn't just a reminder. It's a quiet act of self-respect. Each sip says, my body matters too. Water is care in its simplest form. A morning glass, a few sips at work, a bottle by your bed. Small signals that you are treating yourself kindly. When the body is heard and cared for, the mind naturally clears. Sometimes the energy you're looking for isn't in coffee. It's in a glass of cold water. 8. Read 10 pages a day. Long-term wisdom. 10 pages a day may sound small, but it's a long-term vitamin for your mind. Books give your thoughts space to breathe and reconnect with depth. Each page is a conversation with another mind. A philosopher, a scientist, or simply someone who lived fully. When you read, your brain slows down. You stop reacting instantly and start thinking clearly. Reading isn't about collecting knowledge. It's about learning to live slower and think deeper. Sometimes one sentence at the right moment can illuminate an entire season of your life. 9. Journaling. A conversation with yourself. No need for fancy words or deep philosophy. Just write. The small annoyances, regrets, joys, anything. As you write, your mind slows, and your thoughts become visible. A journal doesn't judge, interrupt, or compare. It just listens. And in that space, confusion often turns into clarity. Why you're hurt, worried, or still holding on. One page may seem light, but it can release and heal deeply. It organizes emotions, reveals thoughts, and sometimes gives answers no one else could. Journaling isn't just recording your day, it's hearing your own soul again. It's a quiet, simple therapy that can completely change how you understand yourself. 10. Keep promises to yourself. Build inner gravity. No need for grand promises, just small ones you actually keep. No Instagram before 10, water before coffee, clean your room before gaming. These little acts build the foundation of self-trust. Each time you keep your word, a voice whispers, I can rely on myself. Confidence and discipline grow from there. No one sees it, but inside, a new gravity forms. An inner pull that keeps you steady against temptation and chaos. Keeping promises to others builds credibility. Keeping promises to yourself builds power. 11. Say no. Protect your energy. There was a time when every invitation was a yes, every request got a nod, not out of desire, but fear. Fear of disappointing, of seeming selfish. Yet each false yes drains you. Focus fades, time fragments, your mind scatters. Learning to say no isn't selfish, it's self-respect. It's how you protect your energy and clarity. When you refuse what's wrong, your strength returns, your purpose sharpens, and life feels lighter. Saying no isn't closing off the world. It's creating space for what truly matters. And from that, every yes becomes more sincere and meaningful. 12. Eat whole foods. Nutrition for mind and body. Eating clean isn't a trend or a test of discipline. It's honest communication with your body. When you choose real food and limit processed ones, your body responds immediately. Better sleep, clearer thoughts, glowing skin, steady energy. Food doesn't just feed you. It shapes emotion and thought. Too much sugar or grease clouds your mind. Clean proteins and vegetables sharpen it. Eating whole foods is an act of respect for your body, your mind, and your journey. Every meal, however small, is a long-term investment in your future energy and clarity. 13. Clean space. Clear mind. Your space is more than where you live. It's a mirror of your inner world. A messy room or cluttered desk quietly says, "My mind is overwhelmed." Cleaning isn't just organizing objects, it's a ritual of renewal. Each folded shirt or cleared corner is a layer of chaos lifted from your mind. As your space clears, so does your head. Focus returns, breathing eases, energy flows. A clean space invites calm work and peaceful rest. And soon you see, when your outer world is in order, your inner world follows. 14. Self-respect. Listening to the inner voice. Inside everyone lives a quiet voice. Sometimes a cheerleader, sometimes a critic. It speaks when you fail, delay, or feel not enough. Lazy. Failed again. Others are better. These aren't words from others. They're from yourself. Over time, you start believing them, but the voice can change. When your inner voice becomes kind, the world becomes gentler too. Self-respect doesn't come from praise. It comes from how you treat yourself in your weakest moments. You can fail, fall, and still rise. If inside you hear a warm voice say, "It's okay, get up." That's true strength. 15. Daily reminders. Be your own catalyst. Each morning ask, who am I waiting for to change my life for me? The answer is always no one. No perfect teacher will appear. No secret formula will save you. Books, courses, advice, they are tools. But the hand that wields them is yours. The moment you truly understand that, everything changes. No more blaming the past, the world, or others. No more waiting for motivation to begin. Instead comes intention, a conscious choice repeated every day. Each morning, whisper, "No one's coming to save me, but I can save myself." That truth alone can reignite your inner fire, not to look for miracles, but to become one. Ending, a quiet but great journey. Every small, silent habit may seem meaningless alone, but together they transform you forever. You don't need big leaps, only persistence and small steps. Start today with one habit, one small change. A year from now, you'll be a version of yourself who's stronger, calmer, and wiser.